At 5-0 coming in, the two top seeds, the #1 seed Lakers taking on the #2 seed Portland Trail Blazers. And a rematch of last year's championship battle won by Josh Hart's Los Angeles Lakers. And just a few moments ago, number 5 in the white jersey there, named the Summer League MVP, a near unanimous choice. He leads the Summer League in scoring at over 24 points per game. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones, courtside, chopping it up with Mr. Big Shot, Chauncey Billups. George Sedano joining us in just a bit. Hey, Chauncey, a couple of weeks ago when the Lakers began practice, Josh Hart said, I want to become a better scorer, a better ball handler, and I want to win the MVP. Well, check, check, and check. And last night, he might have had his best game of Summer League.
He had a coming-out party last night. He's been exceptional the entire tournament. But we look at that checklist of things he wanted to do. Walk-up three-point shot. I'm sure that's something he's been working on with Miles Simon, who he's given a lot of credit to. Finishing in the paint with big guys around. That's something that guards need to be able to do. His confidence hasn't wavered no matter if he played well or just played okay. Aggressive, attacking the basket, and ones here and there. He's been absolutely sensational.
Hey, the Portland Trail Blazers have 9 players with NBA experience. No wonder that they have 6 different players that have scored 20 or more points in their victories here. And Caleb Swanigan, the big fellow, really went off last night.
Yes, he did. And he's very familiar with being huge in a championship game in the Summer League. He was great last year. This year, he gave them all they needed. They could handle on the boards. He knocked down soft jump shots. He got to the free throw line. He blocked some shots. And he's just, I mean, he's been a tough guy to deal with.
He had a double-double at halftime in last night's game. And you see the different players, including Swanigan last night, with 21 points to go along with 16 rebounds to lead the Blazers to the championship final here in a rematch against the Los Angeles Lakers. Swanigan doing it at both ends of the floor last night.
Yes, he's hard to handle for those guys down there. The physicality that he brings, and you look at the soft touch from three-point land in the corner. We'll see what he does tonight. He's going to have a tough group to deal with.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Alex Caruso is back in the lineup for the Los Angeles Lakers. He was ill yesterday, didn't play. Meanwhile, the Blazers starting Baldwin, Jenkins, Layman, Swanigan, and Zach Collins, who had a double-double last night. We are ready to go. A great crowd on hand here at the Thomas & Mack Center. Wade Baldwin up court for the Blazers in black. Here's Jake Layman, who had 21 points in last year's championship game. And Chauncey, he couldn't have gotten off to a better start.
That's right. That's a nice play out of to get the ball to the guy that you want to get hot. Obviously, he's very familiar with this as well. Played in the Summer League last year. We'll see if he can continue to stay hot.
That's an over and back violation against the Lakers. It'll be Blazers basketball. Jake Layman, the 47th pick in the draft a couple of years ago. Big season for him coming up.
Very athletic. I love he's very springy. He almost dunked on 2 guys on a play last night.
Got a lot of bounce. Looks like they run a familiar set for him. And Baldwin here on the baseline. Collins couldn't get the loose ball. Great hustle by Williams. And Williams finishing in style. And the Lakers are on the board. Magic Johnson, Rob Pelinka. The Lakers Brain Trust courtside along with Luke Walton and Brian Shaw, head coach and assistant coach. You said he was bouncy, Chauncey.
There he is. I told you, he's going to be very aggressive in this game today. Defensively, you like to see him use his athleticism as well.
Here's Caruso, over jumper. There's Pugh. 2 for him. Caruso had an intestinal problem yesterday, did not play. A stomach problem, but back to full strength for this one. Layman off the screen. Down to Swanigan, working against Ayers. 3 on the clock. 1 and done for the Blazers. Of course, this is a new era for the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James joining the fold. Svi Mykhailiuk well defended and bricked that one. He's been one of the best three-point shooters here in Summer League, and Jenkins not far behind him, Chauncey.
That's not a guy you want to give open jump shots, especially at the start of the game when you're trying to catch a rhythm.
Here's Williams. Alex Caruso. There's Mikhailuk starting off cold in this game, and that's going to be a foul against Caruso as Jake Layman went up strong for the rebound. Alex Caruso really what summer leagues are about, in a sense. A year ago at this time, he was invited to the Lakers training camp prior to summer league, made the roster, played very well here in Las Vegas, earned himself a two-way contract, and Caruso ended up playing 37 games for the Lakers this past season.
Yes, he did, and he's just very solid. You know, you can get him out there. You know he's going to play the right way. John Jenkins with a nice two-point shot mid-range. He's been killer from that area. But Caruso's just going to play the right way the entire time. He's going to run your offense. He'll knock down a shot if left open. And that's what you want guys playing in the summer league to do.
Zach Collins with the block on the play. Zach Collins sporting that mask. Broke his nose early in practice a couple of weeks ago.
Zach Collins is very feisty. He got into it a few times yesterday. I like to see him changing and blocking shots at the rim.
Josh Hart rising up and hitting nothing but net right in front of Magic Johnson, the VP of basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers, who, interestingly enough, in a recent interview said that he thinks that Josh Hart is making a hard push to start.
Well, I can guarantee you that Magic just respects him being able to come out here and just compete. You know, there are a lot of second-year players that they shy away from coming to play in the summer league. He didn't. He took the challenge, and he's conquered the challenge.
Here's Ayers. Hart trying to post up Baldwin. Hart got some good size, but Baldwin feisty, staunch defense. They're going to call a foul on the play. Josh Hart has been able to create
nice mid-range scoring in the offense, not just isolation plays. You like to see that because he'll be in this position during the season as well.
The foul was against Wade Baldwin. Blazers leading by 6, just underway. Caruso, a little bit strong. A whistle and another foul. This one will come back the other way. It's against the Lakers. Foul's going to go against Ayers. That's his first. The teams will shoot the penalty on the 10th foul. And unlike the early round games, you're not allowed 10 fouls. You're only allowed 6. And then subsequent disqualification. Zach Collins drills one from deep. And the Blazers out to a 9-point lead.
He's able to knock down that three-point shot. He's going to earn him a ton of minutes out there in Portland, Jonesy.
And Neil Olshey, the general manager for the Blazers, was telling us that without Ed Davis, there's a lot of opportunity now for Zach Collins. And you really like him, don't you? What is it about his skill set?
I like a lot of things about him. I think he's very athletic. He blocks shots at the rim. He can finish around the basket as well offensively. But not only that, the play that we just seen, pick and pop. He spaces the floor for you.
Jenkins off the screen. Swanigan, he hit a 3 yesterday in the game. He's going to take Ayers right to the bucket, but he stepped out of bounds. Blazers turn it over, but they're off to a good start here in the championship game. In his last 18 games during the regular season, he really balled out for the Los Angeles Lakers. In particular, the last 4, he averaged over 20 points per game, but he's played in all 7 games and seems to be getting better each appearance. And Chauncey, what does it mean going into his second year now?
Well, you talk about any NBA player, there's one thing that you got to have. You got to have confidence. Guy comes back with a lot of confidence for coming, being the MVP. But you talk about just the hard work. The hard work and preparation meeting opportunity. Hopefully he gets the opportunity to play this season. And if he does, he'll play very well because of these kinds of repetitions. And then also, why not play?
Yeah.
If you've been working, you want to show what you've been working on. You want to impress your coaches. Nice give and go right there. You want to impress your coaches. You want to impress Magic over here in Pelinka, Luke Walton. Come and play and come and dominate. I said this earlier, a lot of guys in second, third year, you know, they feel like they're, you know, maybe a little too big or too good to come and play in Summer League. Not him, and I respect what he's done all summer.
Hey, George Sedano has more on the Lakers' thought process as it pertains to Josh Hart. George?
Thanks, Jonesy. Yeah, I spoke to Miles Simon, the Lakers Summer League head coach here, and I asked him about that. And he said that Josh went to Luke Walton and he fought to play the entire tournament because he didn't think that maybe he would. Because remember, last year, Lonzo didn't play the whole tournament. There were guys that didn't play. So he said he wanted to prove that he could be a leader for this squad. He also said that he wanted to make sure he wasn't above anyone else. And then specifically, as far as his game was concerned, Miles said that they wanted to work with him in the half court, him handling the ball in different situations. But they emphasized the fact that he really wanted to be a leader for this team.
Yeah, he's really developed those leadership skills here. He's been amongst the most active and the most vocal players for the Lakers. Baldwin got all the way to the bucket and a sweet finish with the left hand. Wade Baldwin, former first-round pick a couple of years ago of the Memphis Grizzlies, defeating his former team last night. And Chauncey, an interesting trend here developing early. Svi Mykhailiuk is struggling here with his jump shot.
He is struggling a little bit. I think he's forcing a few shots, but you look at the play that just happened. Look at the athlete that was on him. Layman was on him, and that's an athlete versus an athlete. Now you don't have those same angles, and you can't just jump over and shoot over top of a guy. But guess what? Scouting report, Jonesy. Scouting report.
In Summer League too, right?
Know your personnel. Yeah. They seen him killing yesterday. They're not going to let it happen to them.
Well, Portland has hit 8 of its first 9 shots in the game, and they lead by 9 points, under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Gary Trent Jr., their second-round pick, just checking into the game for the Blazers. His dad, a former NBA veteran. Nice drive by KJ McDaniel. And the Blazers continue to sizzle from the field, leading by 11. Xavier Rattan-Mays running the point for the Lakers now, along with Williams, Svi Mykhailiuk, Ayers, and Josh Hart. He made 3 big plays late in the game. Rattan-Mays did in that win last night.
He was very solid in that win last night, driving, kicking, knocked down some big shots. You can tell his confidence is pretty high.
Yeah, had a bucket with 22 seconds remaining, and then had a game-winning 3 late in the first overtime, actually. That foul is going to go against Baldwin, his second. Josh Hart from deep, missing badly.
Forced out one a little bit, Jones. He didn't get his feet set.
Wade Baldwin led the Lakers during the regular season. That's right, in three-point shooting at just under 40%. Anthony Simons checked into the ball game for the Blazers. Swanigan going to try and put Ayers in the weight room, but a reach and a foul going to go against Josh Hart. Hart shaking his head, saying no. Swanigan telling him yes, that's his first.
And I like the dig in by Josh Hart right there, seeing that his guy was a little bit in trouble against Swanigan. He went down there just a little bit too handsy.
Caleb Swanigan, an interesting story and a real monument to persistence. A young man who in the 8th grade was close to 400 pounds, and then because of an unstable and itinerant living situation, moved around a lot and got a few breaks in life. To just put it in a few sentences, got his weight under control, made it to Purdue, and made a nice defensive play there and got his life going in the right direction. Time out on the floor.
Coverage of MGM Resorts NBA Summer League 2018.
The Combine in Chicago had one of the top vertical leaps, a very bouncy athlete. We've talked about it, and great work ethic as he gets a breather right now. Cliff Warren, the former assistant coach at Maryland, where Layman played, told me that he was in the gym at all hours as KJ McDaniels put it in the bucket. But Layman would work out with the managers after practice, work out with the women's team managers, work out with the grad assistant coaches, work out with anybody that he could find, really trying to perfect his craft. And this is a pivotal year for him as Trent Jr. gets another slam for Portland.
Well, I'll tell you what, you like to see a guy get opportunity that works that hard. I mean, he really is a springy athlete. Shoots the jump shot very well, can finish in traffic. I mean, there are a ton of guys like that in the league, which may be the reason why he hadn't gotten an opportunity. But he's definitely deserving. He comes back every year, he gets better, and that's all you can ask for a young player.
Wow, this thing getting away from the Lakers a little bit, Chauncey. A 10-0 run for Portland has them leading by 17 before Malik Newman, the Lakers' two-way player, two-way contract player, breaks that drought.
Portland is just so good, Jonesy. I mean, but they should be. You know, you got a lot of veterans out there, guys that have been here before, but they just play together. They compete defensively. They get their hands on loose balls, and even when they...
And one.
Very nice. Very
Nick
nice.
King. But Portland pretty good in transition.
Talked about them getting steals. You look at Gary Trent Jr. in the passing lanes, and he gets the ball back. That's what you're supposed to do. A guy gets a steal, give him the ball back and reward him a little bit. Nice finish right here by who?
Archie
All-time what?
All-time leading scorer.
There we go, baby. Give him some love. Put some respect on his name.
Terry Stotts, head coach in his 6th year with the Portland Trail Blazers, watching courtside as well. As King goes to the free throw line. Goodwin, initially out of Kentucky, has made several stops along his NBA journey with Brooklyn, Phoenix initially, then the New Orleans Pelicans, but was in the G League all of last season. Now, speaking with a couple of guys in the Blazers before the game, they said, I asked Layman, what do you remember about last year's loss to the Lakers in the championship as McDaniel is fouled and won? Layman said, I remember the Lakers went to a zone on us. They pulled a zone out of their pocket in a summer league game, Chauncey.
Hey, you do. Hey, listen, I tell you what, I don't care where you're at, Jonesy. AAU, Little League, high school. You have a chance to win a championship?
Come on, man.
You
Zone?
go win it.
Gotta
You
man
go
up.
win it. You
Gotta
do
man
whatever
up.
you got to do.
Got to man up. It's summer league. Man up.
Oh, I like it. I like it. I'm a man up type of guy.
Portland is 13 of 16 from the field to start the day.
It's got to be a pretty fun game for the ex-teammates, Williams and Zach Collins at Gonzaga. They got to have, this got to be a good fun time.
Yeah.
Some bragging rights on the line.
Raton Mays out of Florida State. Finished the season with the Memphis Grizzlies. Played largely with the Westchester Knicks. Did a great job late in the game for the Lakers last night. Simons off the screen, gave it back to Goodwin. 10 on the shot clock. We're under a minute to go in the first quarter. KJ McDaniel underneath. Rebounded by King. Here's Malik Newman. Raton Mays thought about it. Williams with 10 on the clock. Goes to work on Zach Collins. Well defended. Raton Mays with the rebound.
He defended that play before in practice. You can tell.
Hey, folks, the WNBA is in full swing this summer. Here's the upcoming national TV schedule. Wednesday has Indiana at Minnesota. Then Thursday on ESPN2, Washington taking on Dallas in the Verizon WNBA All-Star Game. Saturday on ABC at July 28th at 3:30 Eastern Time. Elena Delle Donne of the Mystics recently named captain for the Eastern squad.
She is amazing. I love her game.
And what about Liz Cambage breaking the WNBA scoring record today?
53 points.
53.
That's some buckets there, baby. Buckets.
She was giving it to everybody.
Man.
12-point lead. Last possession of the quarter. Archie Goodwin up court. Whistling a foul. That's going to go against Raton Mays. Did not have a foul to give. And that's going to put Goodwin at the free throw line. Archie Goodwin had 22 points, perhaps his best offensive game last night in that win against Memphis. Went to the free throw line 14 times.
It's always good for your scoring numbers.
Right.
Be able to get a shot with nobody in front of you.
We've seen a lot of Kentucky players here during Summer League. Amongst the most impressive were Kevin Knox, who was named to the All-Summer League team a little bit earlier today. 7 seconds to go. Raton Mays in a rush, and he's fouled by Goodwin.
I'll tell you what, speaking of Kevin Knox, I did the draft, and I was in there in Brooklyn when the Knicks fans started booing when they took him. I can tell you right now, they will regret that.
He's highly motivated,
that
right?
Kid is special. He's going to be something special. He is what the NBA, you know, wing player, big man player is right now. Scott Perry, Steve Mills know exactly what they're doing up there. Had an opportunity to play for Coach Fizz. I mean, that kid is he's in great hands. And that franchise, in my opinion, is in great shape.
5 seconds to go. Goodwin going to get it down in a hurry. Well defended. And that shot won't count. First 10 minutes in the books here in the championship game. Layman leading the way with 7th of Blazers. When we come back, Magic will join us courtside.
Dude, are you friends with the real rope?
Los Lakers, Irvin Magic Johnson. Hey, exciting times in Los Angeles. People starting to circle all the dates when the Lakers come to town. Of course, LeBron James, the centerpiece for that enthusiasm. What have your discussions and conversations been like with him since the time that he signed?
Well, you know, he's a very, very smart basketball player. So, you know, we've been talking strategy, personnel, you know, where does he like in terms of his position, where does he like the ball, those type of things. And you know, when you think about LeBron, this dude's been what, 9 finals, 8 straight, I think it is. Yeah. So him and I get along very well. we get it. We get that. I hope he's okay there.
He's played well for you guys, Magic. He's been very solid.
Yeah,
he's been very solid out there.
You know, both teams got really good players and guys that could actually make both rosters, Portland and ours. And so we're really happy about our young team and making it to the finals today. But LeBron, it's all about, he bought into, hey, we're building something special. And are you okay with that, right? And so he was fine with that. He understood what he was stepping into. And what I love about LeBron is that he's willing to really take our young players aside and teach them, Chauncey, how to win. You know, that's why we sign all winners, right? We sign guys that's either won championships. 3 of those guys, McGee, you think about LeBron, Rondo, they won championships. And then Lance has been to the Eastern Conference Finals. So we needed those guys to come help our young guys understand, first, how to work out, how to practice, how to prepare, and then also what playoff basketball is all about. And so they're going to be telling them stories. They're going to be working out with them, all those things. And LeBron will be the leader of this team and of the locker room. And again, when you talk about a guy who's won championship, who's the greatest player in the world, you bring him into our team, all the stakes, they rise, right? Expectations now. We have expectations that we didn't have the last couple seasons.
There's going to be expectations with the play of Josh Hart. And I've read some of your statements and seen what you've said, and you love what he's been doing. And is he pushing to make a start, perhaps?
Oh,
starting minutes up for grabs?
I tell you what, training camp going to be something else. Okay. Because this young guy, he did it last season, right? Coming in off the bench. He was one of the best rebounding guards in all of basketball. His defense is amazing. And then now he has the offense to go with the defense, right? He can now hit the 3. But what he couldn't do, Chauncey, and what I told him he had to work on, was actually his ball handling to get away from a defender. He was great at spot up shooting, but he couldn't break a guy down. But this year, now, over the course of the summer and spring, he's been working on it, and he can do that now. So he's a tough kid. He's a winner, a champion. And again, I'm trying to draft guys that understand winning basketball, have a winning mindset.
And that's a big deal. And I like the segue to that is you got championship pedigree on your team now, along with young guys. What would be a fair, I guess, a fair expectation from you for the team for next season?
Well, I think, you know, we're going to be, I feel, one of the best teams in the West, right? And so I'm looking to see, as the season goes along, we grow, we get better and better. Because I think we're going to start off slow. Because when you got this many new guys to go along with the other young guys, it takes a while to get to know each other. And we hope that we're going to be like Chauncey's Detroit Pistons. Nobody expected them to win, and then they tore my Lakers apart. And so I think we'll gradually get better and better and better, and then I think we'll be really good toward the playoffs.
We showed the graphic a moment ago, and LeBron in his first year with Cleveland when he first joined them, and then Miami, and then back to Cleveland, has had double-digit win improvement. You expecting that kind of improvement right away for you guys, or by the end of the season at least?
Yeah, you know, it's not about the win count as it is that we make it to the playoffs, and then I take our team, you know, against anybody else. We know what the bar is, and that's Golden State. So we already know everybody's aiming to try to beat them. For us, you know, we're just trying to have a great season, get into the playoff, and then we'll see what happens, you know. And so you're not going to out Golden State. Everybody's talking about the Lakers don't have shooting. Oh, we got shooting. But we saw all the teams in the playoffs that had shooting, they got beat.
Okay, that's right.
So let's break it down. Philly had 2 great shooters, but Boston took the shooters out. And who ended up winning? Boston. And they had a lot of guys that can break defenses down and shoot. And that's why, and they were committed to the defensive end. That's why Boston advanced all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And so, and they did that without 2 of their best players out. See, I watched every series.
Right.
So I built this team based on what happened in the playoff. You don't build the team just for the regular season. You got to build it for the playoff as well. And then we saw what Houston did, right? Houston didn't have a bunch of great shooters. They had some shooters, but they had a lot of guys that can handle the basketball and break the defenses down and create their own shot, you know? And so they go all the way, take Golden State to 7 games. So, and then Houston had tough guys. Boston had tough guys. So what did I bring in? Tough guys. So that's how I'm building it.
Interesting.
And so I took a lot from watching Boston play, watching Houston play, them advancing, and they beat all the teams that had all them great shooters. They beat them.
Well, you know, I believe defense always wins. You know, I believe that.
That's right.
There's one guy that I want to talk about, and I'm a huge fan, Brandon Ingram. How about the opportunity he has to learn from LeBron James every day? Because I think that he can be a very special player.
We're going to ask you to stick around, Magic. We're going to take a quick commercial break and ask you to answer that on the other side.
I'm here with my 2 boys.
All right. Okay, good. Stick around then, folks. Impact that LeBron James is going to have on this young core of players, Ingram, Kuzma, Ball, and Hart. Magic, let's get back to Brandon Ingram. How do you think he'll be impacted by LeBron James' presence?
Listen, I want to put LeBron with him every single, first of all, in August, every day.
Roommates.
September, then training camp, and then also in practice, on the bus, on the planes, because listen, these young guys didn't have a veteran to really teach them when we drafted them. So now they have not only the best player in the world, but a world champion. And this guy, LeBron, man, he's in such top shape today, right? And this is July. And so that'll help them understand how to train, how to also eat right, on and on and on. And so I think the guy who's going to have the biggest impact LeBron's going to have is on Brandon Ingram.
Interesting. Wow.
Because he has the size and the length to be really special. And I'll tell you, our fast break, we're already 3rd in pace in the league. So just think.
The plan is to play fast again?
Oh, man, we're going to play faster. Oh. Because look at everybody we got. Rondo, LeBron, you know, Lance Stevenson can take it off the board and go coast to coast. Right. And then JaVale on a pick and roll play, now we become more dangerous with him in the lineup as well.
He stretches the floor vertically.
Exactly.
You know,
and we didn't have that.
If he ever gets behind the defense, it's a dunk every single time.
Yeah. So, we feel really good about our team and the direction. I think Luke has some really special guys to work with, and so it's going to be fun. And so the town, Laker fans all over the world have gone crazy, you know, and it's great for Jeannie Buss, our owner, and the Buss family, because, you know, this is what was missing. We didn't have a superstar, and so now we got the superstar, the best superstar in all of basketball playing for the Lakers, and that's a signal to potential free agents, you know, not only next summer, but summers to come.
Sure. Magic, you guys are being commended for the late first round, second round guys that you have gotten over the last couple of years. Hart was the 30th pick. Svi Mykhailiuk has had some great moments here in Summer League. He's struggling a little bit tonight, but he shot the ball exceptionally well. What was he like going through the scouting and interviewing process?
Well, last year, remember, he flirted with coming out. So we interviewed him last year.
Right.
So I kept my eye on him, and then also Jesse Buss and our scouting team. Rob went to see him in the I think it's a Big 12 tournament. I went to go see him in Omaha. Not just him, Duke, Kansas. They had some really good teams. So he ended up guarding some bigger guys when he was playing with Kansas. And, man, he did an amazing job. That's what really turned me on. I said, wow, not only is he a shooter, but he's a tough defender, too. And then what he added was, well, we didn't see the year before, he could put the ball down on the ground. So we're happy because not only can he shoot, but he can put it down and go to the basket. And he got a left and a right hand, and he's smart. What we tried to do is also draft high basketball IQ guys. And I'm a gym rat, so I like to go watch them myself. I don't like to sing guys. I like to go myself and see guys and just see how they respond to situations. And so
what did you see when you saw Mo Wagner? How tough was it as a Michigan State guy choosing a Michigan guy? Did Rob win that conversation?
Yeah, Rob won. Okay. Well, again, high basketball IQ, been a winner, well coached in college. And so, you know, we understand that he can also stretch the floor. And so he can pick and pop. And so those are things that was missing from our lineup. And also he can get down the floor. He can beat a lot of centers down the floor. So we're really happy. And Mark, this is what the league needs to understand. This guy next to me to my right, he can do the same thing with a team, right? He's the same as I am. He's a gym rat. He loves the game. He'll be in watching young guys. And Chauncey, hopefully, whenever that day comes, he gets with the right situation that they can turn it over to him, let him make decisions because, you know, a lot of times former basketball players have been locked out of these positions sometimes, you know, and so Chauncey is ready, you know, and I'm hoping that he gets this opportunity soon. And also, the better a former player do, then it opens the floodgates for others, you know.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you paving the way for guys like myself, you know, to have the desire to want to do it and know that I can do it, you know. That's amazing. I appreciate that. Appreciate the words.
No, look, Detroit right now, Michigan happy right now. You and I on TV. We got all Michigan going crazy right now. There you go. Yeah, you know what's funny, Mark? I got to tell you this. So when we played Isaiah and them for the finals, right, everybody back home said, we want you to play well, but we want you to lose.
It was split. No more that die-hard fans in Detroit, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Die-hard.
Exactly. And they love the Pistons.
That's right.
Well, this game is heating up. The Laker Nation making some noise. Hart took it hard.
And it's a physical game, too. Wow.
Very physical game.
But can you believe both teams have played 3 nights in a row, and they're playing this hard.
Look who dropped by, Lance Stevenson.
What's up?
Say hello, Lance. Come on here and say hi.
I was just talking about you.
What's up, man?
That you're going to turn it out this year. You look good, too. You look in shape. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's another thing we brought in. You know, we changed everybody's body a year and a half ago when we got this job. So, you know, we got guys really in great basketball shape. And we told them, you know, their body fat had to be down. Right. When we took over, Chauncey, we were one of the heaviest teams in the league. And body fat-wise, everybody was in double figures.
You on that Pat Riley thing now?
Yes, that's right.
Once a week with the calipers on?
That's right.
Okay.
It's a double figure. I mean, I could have played for y'all there.
And me too.
Right, I could have played for y'all too there.
Well, you know, we've come a long way, you know, in terms of we were capped out. We didn't have first-round picks, and to be able to turn it around in a short amount of time has been really good, but we still got a long way to go. But LeBron, we'll be right back.
ESPN Wide World of Sports in Orlando featuring 32 teams, continuing 7th of August through 12th on Fox and FS1. For more, visit juniornba.com/world championship. And Brandon Ingram in the house, the guy that Magic was effusively praising a moment ago and talking about the impact, Chauncey, that LeBron is going to have on this young man who was all rookie, people forget.
I tell you, I think the world of Brandon Ingram. You talk about 6'9", 6'10", can put it on the floor, can make shots. Nice little post game if you put a smaller guy on him. But just having the opportunity to watch LeBron James work every single day. Learn how to be a professional. Learn how to eat right. Learn how to get your rest. Learn how to watch a scouting report. Learn how to not only diagnose whoever else you're playing against, but your own self. I mean, so many different advantages to him waking up and being able to play with LeBron every day.
You know, as we look at Magic, speaking to Ingram, Magic has such a positive vibe throughout the organization that surely seems to impact the players too. And now they've got another guy with tremendous presence in LeBron that's going to bring that same type of energy and work ethic. And you got to believe that the Lakers are going to be, what, at least 10 games better next year? Maybe more?
At least. That's a basement number. But I tell you, just having a guy like Magic, who is my all-time favorite player. I was never a Laker fan, but he's my all-time favorite player. But just having him in the fold, and being able to lead guys, teach and show guys, and he's won championships. So being able to show,
Wow, Williams took the elevator to the top floor.
But being able to show guys what it takes to win, because he knows, he's done it time in and time out.
Approaching 1 minute to go in the first half. The Blazers leading comfortably by 16 points. Once again, a balanced Portland attack. KJ McDaniels with 9 points in the game. That's going to be a foul against Svi. 53 seconds to go, and the Blazers back to the foul line. Jake Layman. Layman, a 67% foul shooter during the regular season. He's got 7 points in the game. Got those 7 early in the first quarter. It was interesting, speaking of Magic, he made the observation in looking at Portland's, same thing we did. Hey, they brought a bunch of guys here. They didn't just pick up some scrubs. They brought 9 guys that have NBA regular season experience in addition to their 2 draft picks.
I tell you what, I love what they've done, to be honest with you. You know, a lot of these guys are still very, very young, and although they have some experience, haven't found the right place to stick yet. And this is Portland and Coach Stotts and Neil O'Shea saying, listen, we want hungry guys who still are playing with a chip on their shoulders. So you give them all an opportunity, and look what happens. They play amazing.
They are shooting 53% from the field, and Layman knocks down the second one to give them a 17-point lead. A different kind of night for Svi. He's 0 for 6 from the field. 2 points at the foul line. And Svi off the screen. Good defense by the Blazers. Layman with the contest. And it's 1 and done. Swanigan with the board, and now they can walk it up. There's about a 3-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Here's the rookie, Anthony Simons from Alamani Springs, Florida. Anthony, named after Penny, of course, his parents, Magic fans back in the day. 3 seconds to go, well defended by Williams. Just got it off. And a bad possession, but they get it back. Goodwin with the find, and that might be goaltending. Jim Moran, the Portland Trailblazers Summer League coach,
I don't think he got that
protesting. Didn't get it off in time. One more look.
No, he didn't get it off. Seen the red light.
Zach Collins not quick enough, but once again balanced the story for the Blazers. McDaniels leading the way with 9. Jenkins and Layman. NBA Summer League as the sun begins to set here in Las Vegas. Over the rounded shoulders of the mountains. 17-point lead for the Portland Trailblazers, looking for a little bit of payback from a season ago when the Blazers dropped one to the Lakers in the championship game. Mark Jones chopping it up with Chauncey Billups. George Sedano joining us in just a bit. Chauncey, we started at the top of the show talking about the Portland Trail Blazers, how they've had 6 different guys during this tournament lead them in scoring at over 20 points per game, and it's been another story of balanced scoring for their success.
And KJ McDaniels he's not one of those 6 guys, actually. He's leading the team in scoring tonight. But I tell you what, they've stole the Warriors slogan for the Summer League. Strength in numbers. Everybody's balling for the Portland Trail Blazers. They share the basketball. They're confident in one another. But not only that, more importantly, they're playing defense. They're talking out there. They're not missing very many coverages. This is a team that they came here to conquer the entire Summer League, and they're on the right pace.
Josh Hart just 8 points in the ball game so far. He was named the Summer League MVP prior to the game tonight. And Svi Mikhailuk just 0 for 6 from the field in the first half. 2 points in all.
That's very surprising because he was electric yesterday.
Josh Hart slips 3, but missed the 3-pointer. It was interesting to listen to Jake Layman before the game talk about how the Lakers last year went to a zone to try and get back into the game, and they did, and they ended up winning. Do you think that's one of the strategies here maybe for Los Angeles?
Well, the Lakers will probably try to pull a few tricks out of the hat.
Okay.
Seeing that they're down 17 points at the half, especially if they get off to a tough start, you may see some changes up on the defensive end.
Magic Johnson joining us in the second quarter, saying that his team was really going to be tested in wake of the fact that they went to double overtime last night in their win against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Do they seem to be lacking a little energy?
Well, I'll say a little bit. Here we go again. I told you, Zach Collins, he is feisty out there. He is every single night mixing it up with somebody. But you have to love that. Right. You really do. You have to love that enthusiasm that he plays with, passion. But back to the Lakers, I think, I think you're right. I mean, they're probably a little bit tired. We would have been asking a lot to see a game like we've seen from the Lakers yesterday. Their game against the Cavs was unbelievable.
Yeah. The Blazers, though, doing well at the offensive end, shooting over 50% so far in the ball game. These officials with their hands full. A couple of double technicals a moment ago. Tyler Ford, Dedrick Taylor, Justin Van Vine, and another whistle. And that's going to be a foul against Collins. Collins and Ayers have been at each other.
I think there's one thing, I mean, when you talk about a guy in the constant rotation next year, and we talked to Neil O'Shea and he said they're going to be depending on Zach Collins. There comes a point where you have to be able to control some of those emotions, right? Because when you can't, people will play on that. They really will. I mean, guys will come in the game, agitating them, being a deterrent. I mean, it really can come into play. So he's going to have to find a way to control and temper some of those emotions.
Trying to get some more minutes with Mo Harkless in the lineup on wing, and Al-Farouq Aminu as well. KJ McDaniels all the way to the basket. And the Lakers to within 15. Svi Mikhailuk, nice find inside. Ayers and one. Putting some muscle in his hustle. Jeff Ayers with the bucket.
We heard Magic talk about not only being able to shoot, but Svi is a playmaker. He can put it on the ground. He's always has his head up. 2 nice assists on the play. Play before that, he drove. Got Ayers a dunk.
Ayers an 84% foul shooter on the season. Jeff Ayers named a 2016 G League All-Star as a member of the South Bay Lakers, the G League affiliate of the Los Angeles Lakers. He got 5 points in the last 30 seconds. It's down to a 12-point game. Wade Baldwin across the midcourt line for Portland. Baldwin with the mid-range, got it.
Very nice shot, very patient right there, Wade Baldwin. Nice, get to a spot on the elbow and knock it down.
Baldwin has 7 points of the game on 3 of 5. Ayers going to try his face-up game and drills the baseline jump shot. Zach Collins hoping to get back in the game, just shaking his head. He can't believe it. Layman goes quick, and a good decision, Chauncey.
Very nice offhand, quick finish over a big guy. That was impressive.
Ayers out top. Josh Hart with just 8 points. McCullough, and that's his first field goal of the ball game. Maybe that'll get him going.
I like that, attacking the basket. Nice left-hand finish. He is very sneaky athletic out there.
Baldwin a little bit strong. Swanigan had it come right to him, and he got the putback. Talked about McCullough playing with the Ukraine national team as a 17-year-old and getting valuable international experience. Play against USA basketball guys back in the day. Some of the best players in the world. Josh Hart from deep. And that three-point shot not there so far tonight for Josh Hart. Swanigan got a good look. Hey, what about that?
Ooh, I'll tell you what, he's been impressive. He has really been impressive. Knocking down three-point shots, pounding the glass.
McCullough, finally. And the tempo heating up a little bit, the lead down to 14. McCullough enrolled at Kansas as a 16-year-old, believe it or not, coming from the Ukraine, his native country. Still very young. Like the rest of that Lakers core. Baldwin got it back. Was seeking contact and couldn't make it. There's a chance to get it down to 12. Hart. Baldwin punched it out of there. Check that. That was KJ McDaniel underneath.
Wow. How about Caleb Swanigan? Inside, outside. You look at the putback right here. Nice, soft little touch. And then, easy money from three ball. This guy's looking to get some minutes this year.
Shot every possession. Defense and run. Hey, I like what we're doing offensively. Moving the ball, getting open shots. Right? We get a bucket here, we get another stop. Just stay solid. Stay solid. Solid got us a big lead. Okay? And that's on offense, too. Keep moving it.
Jim Moran, the head coach of the Summer League edition of the Portland Trail Blazers. We have head coach Terry Stotts here in his 6th year with Portland. Your guy has been the picture of intensity on the sidelines. On some of those mic'd up segments, he's been fantastic.
No, Jim's a good young coach, and he is. I remember way back in the day when you get fired up for these Summer League games. Right.
Terry, what was the takeaway after the season? You guys were the number 3 seed, had a great season, won 49 games, and what are you looking to improve on this coming year for the Portland Trail Blazers?
Well, I think, we lost 3 rotation players in Pat Connaughton, Shabazz Napier, and Ed Davis, and we replaced them with some other players. We got some good young players. Getting swept in playoff was disappointing, and you want to have a better showing than that in the playoffs, but the fact that, we did win the division was a positive. So the goal is to get better every year. The West, the good teams in the West stayed good, and the teams that didn't make the playoffs got better, so it's going to be a challenge.
Coach, speaking of that, you talk about getting better every single year. First of all, congratulations on last year's 3rd seed in the Western Conference is a great feat. Right. How do you continue to get better this year? Obviously, a big-time backcourt. You depend on guys like Zach Collins, but tell me some of the other guys you're going to depend on this year.
Well, Dame and CJ obviously are our scorers. Mo Harkless and Yusuf Nurkic really came on late in the season. I thought after the All-Star break, both of those guys really locked in and contributed. Al-Farouq Aminu has been a very solid starter for us for 3 years. I think the challenge is we got probably about 6 guys out here on our Summer League team who are going to be on our roster. Some of those guys are going to have to contribute. Zach Collins had a good rookie season. With Ed Davis gone, him and Caleb Swanigan will have opportunity to play and fill in that gap.
Gary Trent Jr. with a nice layup, coach, a moment ago. He's had some pretty good moments of brilliance here this summer as well.
Well, we've been pleased with both him and Anthony Simons as our 2 draft picks. They've see if that one goes in. Look,
you just jinxed him. It happens when you put the headset on. It's automatic.
But you know, he's what I like about Gary. Not only can he shoot, but he has a really a good way about getting his shot. You know, that was an open look. He has other open looks. So I think the challenge, one of the challenges in this league, is when you come from college to the NBA, is getting quality shots. And I think Gary's shown that this summer.
Caleb Swanigan seems to be saving his best for last. Had a 25-point, 16-rebound game last night, and is off to a great start in this championship game too. What does he fit?
Well, you know, losing Ed was a lot of defensive rebounding, and those minutes need to be, you know, accounted for. I think it's important that both Zach and Caleb understand their offense is going to come in the flow of things, be opportunistic, but we're really going to rely on their defense. And I think that's what you see with both those young guys. But Caleb, I think these last 2 games, even though he scored last game, I think the last 2 and now tonight, his defense has really picked up.
Coach, I'm a big fan of Nurks, man. I really love Nurk. I think he could be a special player in our league. What are your thoughts on his season this year, and what has he probably been working on?
You know, he's really anchored our defense. Since he came to our team a year and a half ago, his influence on our defense, his impact on our defense has really helped, and our team rating has really been effective since he's been there. Offensively, I think he's got to improve his finishing around the basket. He's got to be a more effective post player for us, get back to being a little bit better passer. You know, when he came into our team in mid-season, he really impacted the game with his passing. I think we got to get back to that a little bit as well.
What are your thoughts on, I know you talked about losing Napier, who I thought had some great moments for you guys last year. What are your thoughts on Wade Baldwin having an opportunity to step in and help in a backup role?
Well, I think Wade's really had a good summer league. You know, he was with us. He spent most of the year in the G League, last year. Came in and had a couple good games for us late in the season. We signed Seth Curry, so the backup, you know, Shabazz's minutes, Pat's minutes are going to be divvied up, and I think it's a little early in this, you know, early in the process to say how those minutes are going to be changed. But I'm really pleased with the way Wade's played this summer. He's shown that he belongs in the league. He showed that, like I said, last year, and I'm happy for him because I think this summer league meant a lot to him.
The Seth Curry signing kind of went a little bit under the national radar. How did that? What's the genesis of how that happened? And you guys pick up some more shooting with a guy like that.
Well, our three-point shooting took a little bit dip last year, and so we've actually with Seth Curry and Nick Stauskas, we've had some three-point shooting, and along with some of our rookies. So that's going to be important. But one of the things we felt like with our bench, we'd like Evan Turner to be a facilitator. We need to have some shooters around him, and the fact that Seth, like having another ball handler out there with Evan. And so Seth kind of fills both roles as both a ball handler and a shooter.
Joined by Terry Stotts, head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. And what does it mean to see the competitiveness of the guys that you brought here? You have 9 guys with NBA experience, plus your 2 draft picks, and everybody seems to be, this is not just another summer league game here tonight. What kind of impression does it make on you as a coach?
Well, you know, you look for that, and I think it's, especially in this environment, you know, I'm not sure everybody wanted to be here until Tuesday, right. But once you're here and you're playing in the championship game, it is competitive. And the fact that Lakers are here brings in a big crowd. It has a great ambiance to the building.
It's funny you say that because I just told Jonesy a little earlier, I don't care where you are, what level it is, if you have a chance to win the championship, you win the championship.
Definitely. You know, it's, you know, you want to win, and last year we were in the finals, and we were disappointed losing the championship game. It was against the Lakers, and you know, we have some of the guys who were on that team last year, and it's and all the coaching staff, obviously. So yeah.
Some of your Blazer guys tell me they remember the Lakers going into their bag of tricks, going to a zone. That became a little bit of a running joke during the regular season, right?
It was, you know, Coach Moran, we've given him a little bit of grief about that. But, you know, he and Judd Buechler threw out a zone last summer that kind of got him back into the game.
Okay. Time out on the floor. The Blazers in control by 18. Coach Stotts, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Good luck this season.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. On ESPN2, Matchup between the All-Stars as Elena Delle Donne and the Mystics taking on Skylar Diggins-Smith and the Wings, also streaming live on the ESPN app. Saw a shot of Mariah Jefferson and Kayla McBride, who was recently named an All-Star.
Congrats. It's always good being an All-Star.
Yep. I'll be watching that game Thursday night back home. I haven't been in 12 days.
Be back home.
King out of Middle Tennessee missing the jump shot. Going to have another opportunity and passed it up. Carroll on the straight line drive gets it to fall. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And it's a 16-point Portland lead. Los Angeles missed its first 11 three-pointers. They haven't led in this game. Gary Trent Jr. left that one short. KJ McDaniels with the board in another possession. Lakers with the board. It was interesting to hear Magic talk about how he's building this team. It's not just about shooters, he was saying, right, Chauncey?
Yeah, you know, his main quote was, "You can't out Golden State." Right. Meaning that you want to build all these three-point shooters around and try to play the same way. They're built that way for a reason. They're the best team to play that way. They're the best team in basketball. They're probably going to win it again next year. So you got to find other ways, Jonesy, to try to beat them.
He used Boston as a little bit of a blueprint.
Well, Boston and also Houston, and here's why. You get tough-minded two-way players, guys that can dribble, pass, and shoot, and also will take that defensive, personality of the team, and you get guys to do that. I mean, Houston took those guys to a 7-game series because of that, not because they outshot them, because they got tough, they got physical, and they played a different way. So Magic's done a good job of. Also, I love the fact that what he talked about of him just bringing in some championship pedigree. Right. Guys that know how to win. You get into a playoff series, it's about who's been there. And some guys have fold under those kind of pressures. He's brought in a lot of guys that won't do that.
Goodwin with 5 on the clock, dancing with it. Nice feed inside to KJ McDaniels. And it's been that type of night for the Portland Trail Blazers. Especially at the offensive end, 52% from the field.
You can tell that these Portland Trail Blazers are taking it personal with this home crowd.
Yeah, the purple and gold in here have been kind of quiet. Goodwin with a nice
all-time leading scorer with the assist. I like it.
KJ McDaniels with those hops. He's got 11 points. Layman has 10. Trent Jr. has 10. Balance the story for the Portland Trail Blazers. 5.1 to go in the third quarter. And a 20-point lead. Simons left it a little bit short. 30 minutes in the books, 10 minutes to go. Coach Moran of the Blazers looking for that payback. On for the start of the fourth quarter here in Las Vegas. Game number 82. And a look at the standings in the Western Conference. Los Angeles Lakers went 35-47. Chauncey, take a wild guess. How many wins next year? I know it's early. I know we haven't started training camp.
Plus 10 is an understatement, so I think absolutely for sure. Wow.
KJ McDaniels.
Very nice play out of the timeout. But I think at least 46, 47 wins. The only thing is it's going to take them a little while to mesh. How about this alley-oop right here for KJ McDaniels?
I think about the Lakers, as Magic pointed out, meshing. It might take a little bit, as you say, too. But there was, when LeBron was with the Miami Heat, I believe they started off, 9-8 at one point. It took a while for them to, really get it going.
And that's with 3 Hall of Famers.
Right.
So, it'll take some time, but I agree with Magic in this point. They will be dangerous in the playoffs. No matter who they play, they will be dangerous.
Well, their Summer League team struggling right now, down by 20. Gary Trent Jr. off glass. Nice and smooth. He has a great pace to him, doesn't he?
He really does. He's got a pro game. And I said this when I seen him play in high school. He just really has a pro game. Doesn't force many shots. Gets good looks, as Coach Stotts told us. And he's strong. He has an NBA body.
Right. That's going to be a traveling violation against King. 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Portland has won every quarter so far tonight by 12, 5, and by 3. And it's been a rough night shooting for Josh Hart. The Summer League MVP, just 2 of 9 from the field and 9 points. Baldwin. Trent Jr. nice step back to get space. Here's Carroll. King. And one and done. Good rebound by McDaniel. Wade Baldwin on the move. And he draws contact. Well, coming up next on SportsCenter with Michael Eaves and Zubin Mehenti, we'll have all the highlights and analysis from the All-Star game in D.C. Plus, hear from Tiger Woods as he preps for the Open Championship, and we'll wrap up our championship game here tonight from Las Vegas. SportsCenter next on ESPN and the ESPN app as Baldwin knocks down the first of 2 free throws. Wade Baldwin, the fourth, from Belmead, New Jersey, and Vanderbilt. Third-year pro. Playing much better than he did last night, Chauncey, when he might have been a little extra hyped for real.
I thought he was a little gas playing against his former team, the team that drafted him. You know, tonight 8.6 assists, taking care of the basketball, playing very poised, as he has all summer league, actually.
Gotta love his competitiveness. I've told the story before. He's the son of a DEA and an FBI agent, so he certainly knows all about authority. And as a youngster, he challenged a couple of veteran agents to an obstacle course race. Those obstacle courses, Chauncey, that are tough to pass for guys trying to become agents, and he actually beat a few of them in that obstacle course race. That time it was Carroll weaving his way through the obstacle course for the Lakers and getting the bucket to go.
Very nice patience right here. Goes in, takes the contact, finishes with the left hand.
Lakers down by 21. Neither of these teams has lost a game here in Las Vegas. The Lakers #1 seed, the Blazers the #2 seed. Carroll makes it a 20-point game. Both teams coming in at 6-0 as well. KJ, wow. Woo. Take that, Laker Nation.
I'll tell you what, that kid can get off of the floor. He's played very well tonight. I mean, a lot of these guys obviously play well, but KJ McDaniels is playing extremely well.
Played 148 career NBA games with Houston, Philadelphia, and Brooklyn in 3 seasons. And Baldwin draws the foul.
Nice look off right there, and a thunderous dunk right there.
He's going to the basket with bad intentions tonight.
I just like how that sounded, too. It just sounded like a Russell Westbrook dunk.
You got to work on his grunt a little bit, though. Baldwin back at the free throw line. A solemn look etched across the countenance of Josh Hart, his team down by 20. Baldwin to the line for the second and 2. I remember doing his games at Vanderbilt and loved his competitiveness, loved the way that he would challenge his teammates, really get in their faces.
They got an all Vanderbilt backcourt right here with he and John Jenkins.
Yeah, Jenkins can shoot it. Played in the ACB in Spain last year. Jenkins averaged 13 points per game over there and shot 35% on his threes. A couple of games ago, made his first 8 shots from the field. Couldn't miss. Wow. Svi back in the ball game for the Lakers. Well defended by Baldwin. Let's see how this one goes. It's a nice matchup. And Baldwin winning that battle. Shot clock violation by the Lakers, who seem pretty disconcerted tonight offensively, Chauncey, but maybe that has more to do with the Blazers defense. What do you think?
100%. I mean, you got to give the defense some credit. I mean, you look at Wade Baldwin, the fourth right there, just taking the challenge one-on-one and not giving up a layup. In fact, giving up a fadeaway and still contesting the shot.
Lakers shooting just 39% from the field.
There go the teammates doing battle down there. Gonzaga, the Bulldogs. I know my young fellas back home, Josh Perkins, who's the point guard, who was both of those guys as point guard. Looking forward to him having a big year next year. I know he's watching this game.
Yeah.
Gonna call both of them and talk a little stuff.
Well, they got a pretty good scout on each other from all those days in workouts and practice. Collins, a member of that Gonzaga team that went to the Final Four, the school's first ever. And man, did he have a mercurial and meteoric rise a couple of years ago prior to the draft. Lottery pick of the Portland Trail Blazers. Baldwin, tough sledding inside, missed the shot. Lakers have numbers. Hart backs up for the three. And it's been that type of shooting night for Josh Hart. Missed everything.
Having a tough night tonight, but he put in enough work to get the MVP before the game. How about that?
2 for 10 tonight. But as I said, this might have something to do with going double overtime against the Cleveland Cavaliers last night, and he used up a lot.
Or
Magic over there shouting, keep shooting. Shooters shoot is what Magic is telling him. Hey, that's the ultimate blank check right there. Caruso, nice dime inside, and Williams tied up. But a foul going to be called against Zach Collins, who can't seem to get out of his own way. That's his 5th foul. There's 6:39 to go. Hart to inbound. The Thomas and Mack Center have been relatively quiet compared to most nights, and the Laker Nation has made a lot of noise for good reason. Caruso couldn't get it. Jenkins on the break, and Svi couldn't block it.
wow, what a turn of events there.
Isaac Bonga under pressure. Mikhailiuk inside to Williams.
Williams is having a tough time taking care of the basketball right now.
It's been pretty sloppy tonight for Los Angeles, and they were due a game like this after winning their first 6. Goodwin. Hart. And one fouled by Jenkins. 20-point lead for the Portland Trail Blazers.
How about the behind the head pass right here for, too bad he can't get that assist, Jonesy.
Yeah. Scoring 4 of them with a chance for 4 more. And that's been the story of the Summer League for the Portland Trail Blazers. Swanigan getting a breather along with Trent Jr. has 12. Swanigan had the big night last night. 25 points and 16 rebounds. Had a double-double in the first half. Layman got the Blazers off to a good start. He had 7 points in the first quarter. And Zach Collins just can't get out of his own way tonight, Chauncey. I mean, it has gone all wrong on a night when everything has gone all right
Well, I tell you
for his
what,
team.
his night is over with.
That's 6.
That's for sure.
That's
But guess what? He's probably going to be a champion after tonight. So it won't sting too bad.
3 points, 1 rebound, and 6 fouls. And a DQ. Caruso, and 1 fouled by Swanigan.
Very nice finish right there with the contact.
Talked about Alex Caruso a little over a year ago at this time. Had just wrapped up his G League season with the Oklahoma City G League affiliate. Didn't have any specific plans, nowhere to go, and got a call from the Lakers inviting him to training camp prior to Summer League. Balled out in Summer League and earned himself a 2-way contract and ended up playing 37 games for the Lakers last season versus 29 in the G League. So, folks, the moral of the story is stick to it. You never know when your opportunity will come. And he just played a couple of games for USA Basketball, and our colleague Jeff Van Gundy, as Wade Baldwin the 4th knocks down the 3. When he makes a three-pointer, you got to say the 4th on the end of his name. It's not just Wade Baldwin.
So
Got to put a little more respect on his name.
So it's 3 for the 4th.
There you go. 19-point lead under 5 minutes to go. At the urging of Magic Johnson, Josh Hart looking to get his still.
Well, he won't stop. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, it's a blowout, but he's been exceptional all summer league, and he won't stop playing until they bring him out.
Hart. Layman with the board. And we got a technical foul on Josh Hart. And Josh Hart just got run from the game. Tyler Ford just ran Josh Hart from a summer league game here in Las Vegas, Chauncey Billups.
Well, the MVP had a great showing, but he's a little frustrated. He keeps going to the basket, not getting a call. I mean, you know, you got to be able to control your frustrations a little bit. But trust me, I've been there several times where I couldn't control mine, Jonesy.
He doesn't have to go home, but he has to be out of here. Josh Hart's night is over with 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 0 for 6 from downtown in a long walk down the huddle and down the hallway. You know what this is doing? This is setting up the rematch, the rubber match for next year. It's going to be one apiece in the finals.
Right.
Miles Simon, the summer league coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, and we talked about the great player development that Miles Simon has done all season long for those young players. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, and Kyle Kuzma. He's a big reason for their success. KJ McDaniel might have a leg up on the MVP right now.
Well, he'll be my choice for the MVP of this game. I mean, he has a lot of electric plays, highlights in a game that's not been a very competitive game.
Mikhailuk gets the corner 3. He's got 10. Portland Trailblazers looking to complete a picture-perfect summer league at 7-0. They've had the lead since the opening tip. 5 players in double figures. Baldwin the 4th, one of them. McDaniels with another board. Malik Newman, he was the two-way contract player. Three and a half minutes to go, and Jim Moran tells Goodwin to walk it up. They're going to be very deliberate and purposeful on offense. Josh Hart ejected a few moments ago by Tyler Ford. Watch Josh Hart talking to Ford right there, and still talking, and bam, there it is.
I know the feeling, young fella. Cost me a couple thousand in my career, Jonesy, running my mouth to the referees.
Hey, man, that's why they got good furniture in the league office in New York.
You're right about that.
Contributions.
I used to go home sometime, call home sometime, and my mom would be like, "Boy, what'd you say to that man?" I said, "Mom, I'm not going to talk. I'm done with it. I don't want to talk about it."
If Mom is jamming you up, it must have been serious.
Oh, yeah.
21-point lead for Portland. Malik Newman. We had Bill Self stop by the table earlier this week. Said that he was visiting his players. Asked him how many. He said he had 11 here in Las Vegas, including Malik Newman and Svi Mikhailuk, both on the Lakers squad. Blue bloods of college basketball. And this has been a fabulous 12 days here in Las Vegas. That's Baldwin the 4th for 3, adding to the total. With 2.5 minutes to go, he's got 14. We have seen some spectacular play and the birth of some luminous stars here to be. Last year was Donovan Mitchell. Who are we going to be talking about this year? Back after this. Well, the Los Angeles Lakers stars have been struggling tonight. Mikhailiuk started off 0 from deep before finally hitting one in the second half. Josh Hart, who had 37 last night, has not shot well either. That's 37 and 31 points from last night, and to add to the indecorous, unceremonious night for Josh Hart, he was ejected from the game a few moments ago. And a foul on Papagiannis for the Blazers. Stark contrast from the first 6 games. Tough night. They hit the wall tonight.
Yeah.
Might have had something to do with the Blazers, the guys in black.
Yeah, you got to get the Blazers some credit, but you know, a lot of times when you stop really good players from playing, sometimes it's not what you did, it's just they had an off night.
Goodwin up court. Talking about what a great week and a half it's been here in Las Vegas. The MGM Resorts NBA Summer League has set an all-time attendance record here through the last 10 days. Laker Nation has showed up. There have been fans from literally all over the world that have come to watch Summer League this year, as they have done here in Las Vegas for the past 3 seasons. And that look tells the story for the guys that made the trip along Interstate 15.
Taking this thing a little serious.
Yeah.
Huh?
I have a feeling he won't be hanging his head when the real season starts and he sees number 23.
You got that right.
Approaching a minute to go. But our co-founders of the Las Vegas Summer League, Warren Legary and Albert Hall, have done a magnificent job throughout the years, to the point where this year we had all 30 teams playing, participating in it for the first time. 82 games, every single one of them on television. And this is number 82, the Blazers, looking at the championship. Well, the WNBA is in full swing this summer. Here's the upcoming national TV schedule: Indiana, Minnesota, Washington, Dallas, and the Verizon WNBA All-Star Game, 3:30 Eastern Time, Saturday, July 28th. I have had a spectacular run here in Las Vegas.
Mr. Summer League.
I am loving this, Chauncey. That would be no other place than watching these guys ball out this summer. For a basketball fan of the NBA, this is the place to be. Newman fouled on his way to the bucket.
Still playing, 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
I love it. Both teams still competing out here, knowing that the game is out of reach. That's what you got to love about the NBA Summer League.
So Lance Stevenson courtside, one of the newest members of the Los Angeles Lakers. Headband says Supreme for Mr. Born Ready. Hey, Magic talked about bringing in guys who are winners. Lance Stevenson, remember, played in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Pacers.
Yes, he did. And just a proven competitor. You know, he's going to compete out there. I mean, everybody remembers his battles and how hard he played against LeBron every single year, not just this year, but every year. And that competitive spirit, as Magic says, what he's trying to bring in: championship quality and caliber, but with competitive spirit.
Goodwin with 5 on the clock. Newman with the board, and this one is cooked and glazed and ready to be sliced, folks. The Portland Trailblazers atoning for last year's defeat at the hands of these same Los Angeles Lakers. And now they're one apiece in MGM Resorts Summer League play championship battles. A wire-to-wire win for Portland. 6 players in double figures. KJ McDaniels leading the way, along with Wade Baldwin, who had 14 points and 6 dimes. McDaniels with 17 points and 7 rebounds. A great overall effort from McDaniels and his teammates. Magic Johnson all smiles. Doesn't matter. It's about the big picture, and he's got LeBron James in purple and gold this year. And that's a big reason to smile.
Jonesy, it was a pleasure, my brother.
That was fun. Hope we do it again soon, Mr. Big Shot.
Working with a Swiss Army knife like you. That was amazing. Thank you.
Appreciate it, bro. Great job yourself.
Thank you very much. Yeah, this was a ton of fun. I haven't been in Vegas as long as you, but this has been a good time.
George Sedano standing by.